Hello. Up until now, all the hints and identifiers that we've seen in regard to the blog are things that will work with both types of blogs that SiteGrinder 3 supports. SiteGrinder 3 supports its own blog. If you have the control add-on, it can make a blog that will work with the remote content manager. And it also supports the output of WordPress themes if you have the WordPress add-on. And everything we've seen so far, the comments boundary, the post boundary, the single boundary, the blog hint, these will all work in both, as well as all the identifiers that we've seen, etc. But now we're going to move into some stuff that is WordPress specific. So I've changed the design a little bit, making it rather narrow on the right, moving everything we've seen earlier to the right-hand side of the page. And on the left-hand side of the page, we've got a large yellow rectangle, and it has two new hints on it. So the name of this layer is left WP sidebar. Now the first part of that name, the base part of the name left, is entirely arbitrary. It can be anything that we want, Bob, Linda, whatever you will. However, know that that name, that base name, will appear to the user of the WordPress theme because the sidebar is widgetizable. So if the user decides to add or subtract widgets later, that's the name they're going to see when they try to edit the sidebar. So you want to give it a useful name. In this particular case, this yellow rectangle is on the left side of my page, so I think left is a reasonable name for this particular sidebar. The WP hint tells SiteGrinder this is a WordPress specific sidebar, and the sidebar hint tells SiteGrinder that it is a sidebar. So when SiteGrinder sees the sidebar hint in conjunction with the WP hint, it's going to know, oh, this is a WordPress sidebar, and therefore I should expose the WordPress specific features that WordPress supports for its sidebars. At this time, SiteGrinder only supports the WordPress sidebar, but in the future it may support other types of sidebars because they are things that appear in different types of environments. All right, once we've built this page, this is what it looks like. Now it's getting a little cramped to make it all fit in this video, but we can see we have our posts on the right, sort of scrunched up, and on the left side of the page we have a nice sidebar. We have a search area, categories, recent posts, pages, blog roll, archives, meta, and calendar, all sort of arranged on the left. These are some of the standard WordPress sidebar features. Now this sidebar is rather customizable in the Design Manager, so I'm just going to open up our blog appearance pane, go down there, and we'll see three entries for this particular sidebar layer. We see that the widget content itself has its own individual styles. So we can style the link behavior for the links inside these widgets, and we can also style, give them background colors, that sort of stuff. Same sort of thing you've seen already with the blog appearance. The widget titles are separately stylable, so we can put styles on them if we want. And lastly, the sidebar is stylable, and the sidebar is configurable. So I can go to the sidebar, and this is going to be this window's a little too tall for this video, so I'm just going to leave it sort of cramped and cut off like this. But you can see these different controls controlling the sidebar. Now the first top set of controls allow us to control the visibility. So if we perhaps do not want to see the categories, or the recent posts, or the pages, or the blog roll, we can turn those things off to simplify our sidebar. So now we're just seeing a few items. And you will probably want to do this because your choices here will be the default controls that appear when people use your WordPress theme. They can later change these choices themselves, but these will be the ones that are used first. Secondly, in the lower part, we can control the order of the widgets by changing their numbers. So if I want the meta, for example, to appear first, I might give it a position of 1, and I might move the search down to 3, and whoop, I clicked the wrong, there we go. And then now they're being reordered. So just the order of these numbers, and they don't have to be consecutive, is the order that the controls will appear in the sidebar. So that's how you can control their order. So that is the beginnings of the WordPress sidebar, and hope you have found this video enjoyable as you have found the other.